What up, though? We not gonna talk about a lesser sucking dick. Oh, sorry. Hey, this is a great episode. It didn't even start yet. It's Juneteenth. Everything is black. Okay,
Turn up.
Black as fuck. If you are fucking a Caucasian today, I want you to be the superior in that relationship and do not tell anybody about it publicly. We're just gonna move forward. So we have two great guests in this bitch. They actually, these might be two of our flyest guests in a long time.
Yeah, I'm very
I mean,
excited.
come on now. They got us some nice shit. So,
Yeah.
and it's two males. And we're gonna have some fun. I think this is gonna be a very unique episode. You excited?
I'm excited.
Because when I sent the questionnaires over, you was like, "Oh shit, this is wild as fuck."
This is interesting.
Yeah, y'all
very
very interesting individuals. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna let y'all introduce yourselves. But when you introduce yourself, please also answer the intro question, which is, when was the last time you conquered a quest? Example, you set your sights on someone that you strictly wanted to have sex with to inflate your own ego. And we're going to start with the man with the locks and move all the way around to the left.
All right. Well, first off, my name is Brock. I do a lot of things. I'm an actor, model, artist, videographer, all types of things, creative.
You're not even going to mention his professional.
That is my profession. That is my profession.
I see what you did there.
I'm out here. So, what was the question again?
It was a long one. When was the last time you conquered a quest? And the example that I gave was when you set your sights on someone that you strictly wanted to have sex with to inflate your own ego.
Well, I would say it's been a while, obviously, because I am in a relationship.
Good answer.
So definitely it's been a while since I've done anything like that. But I don't know. I would probably have to say it had to be in my teens when niggas was sneaking in clubs and going to places that we wasn't really legally supposed to be.
Okay.
And meeting people we wasn't really supposed to know because we wasn't supposed to really be there. So, of course, in this little community, in the gay community, I will be more specific. You know what I mean? It's I feel like that's almost like a rite of passage to fuck with the niggas that are like at the top, that are unattainable, that don't really want a long-term relationship with you or anything, but are literally like key figures in, I guess, the club scene or the gay community or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
So that would probably be the last time when I was like 17 or something, fucking with niggas that was like faces that everybody knew.
Remind me, I got questions about that after we finish this entire intro.
Okay.
Yeah, so please do. All right, it's your turn, bro.
Peace. I'm Tay. I go by Young. I'm just an artist overall. I make music. I'm an entrepreneur. Make clothes. I just give myself to the world.
And you brought us a gift.
You brought us some gifts?
Yeah, well,
I knew it was a woman, so I didn't know what she would want.
Yeah, make black men masculine. Again,
nah.
I feel a little left out, but that's okay.
It says "Now King" on the back. I like this.
I like that.
And I also want to talk about that too.
I like that a lot.
As far as stroking my own ego sexually, I think we go through levels of that shit.
Okay.
So I think, as far as the last time, I wouldn't think it was the last time because mentally, I conquered a level of life. So say you're in high school and you fuck the 12th grader and you're in the 10th grade. You conquered that.
Right.
So then when you get to college, now you still got to conquer another level. Okay. And you get some money. So I believe over time, when I do my self-work, I kind of conquer it over and over.
Okay.
But it's like unintentional because you know how you think you're somewhere and then you go into something and you're like, damn. Probably did that off some ego shit.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking you went into it on some maybe spiritual or maybe, you know what I'm saying, different intent. So,
and speak up into the mic.
I got you. I'll move closer.
Yeah.
And this was a very hard question. Like, I've been thinking about it, but then I want to stop so I could actually listen to everybody, and I'm still thinking about it.
I'll go if you want me to.
I'm still not gonna have an answer. I might as well, you know.
Okay.
It sounds so childish. Like, I guess when you kind of back to what Bai Young said, like, it's kind of hard for me to say, like, well, I conquered something, because you don't realize sometimes that you conquered shit sexually until after you did it. And then you do something else. You're like, well, damn, I did end up doing that. And then sometimes you conquer shit that's a goal, and you realize like it wasn't even a good goal to begin with.
That shit right there.
Yeah. So, and then it's all childish. Like the last time I remember me thinking about like sexual
That's
goals.
what I'm thinking about childish. Exactly.
I was like, how many can I
Conquer.
hit this year? You know,
Right.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I was hitting whatever was there. You know what I'm saying?
saying?
But that was like pretty much it. But what about you? What did you conquer recently?
Well, that wasn't a conquer. That was just what I wanted to do in that time. But well, I guess I thought of this question a little differently because and maybe it could be different from women because it's just like when you set your sights, somebody's like, damn, I'm a fuck. It may take a little while, but I'm gonna fuck that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hit that. 'Cause that's what I want.
It's harder to hit for us to
That could
hit
be
y'all
for
than
all
y'all to
different
hit us.
reasons, though. That's what this
So-
question.
and it could be, yeah,
that's
and
what
it's for all different
this
reasons.
question get tricky at.
So, I guess like the last time that happened for me was around like 2017.
Wow, that was my last conquer too.
Like it was around 2017, yeah. And it took me a hot second. Like I seen this
year,
nigga
huh?
one time out and was like, I'm gonna see this nigga again. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I sure did.
You wasn't a pillow princess?
No, I'm usual. I told you I like to put on a performance. I only call myself a pillow princess because I do not like to ride because I get tired.
Yeah.
And my knees are bad. So I don't like to ride, but I'll do everything else. Literally everything else. So,
Like suck dick.
yes.
I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, I think we all do.
I'm sure we all.
Everybody in here besides you likes to get their dick sucked.
I would like to get my dick sucked.
Whoa.
You don't have
Explain
it.
One of my sexual goals is to strap a man. Like that's the only sexual goal that I have not conquered so far. I've done everything else that I wanted to do.
Okay.
But strap a man, and I would like him to suck my dick
Whoa.
after I strap him.
You.
Hey, shout out to Breezy because maybe she can help you out.
You know what? I do actually need to get in touch with her because she be knowing where to find him.
So
Okay.
I saw this, but after seeing what was in the bag, after what Brock said, I wanted to touch on some shit. So I'm gonna start with Brock.
Oh, man.
You had mentioned some things.
What?
You said that you were 17
Oh, man.
and you were fucking niggas that were head of certain shit. So how old were they?
I mean, it's a great question, Brandon.
Thanks.
Well, around this time, how do I want to address this? Well, clearly, I feel like I never really asked. And I think I'll start there. Never really asked what their exact
asked you?
age was. No.
Because at 17, you look 15. That's why I was curious.
Right. And I would have to agree. So, no, they didn't ask. I didn't ask them. But I would assume for this conversation and just for the whole, I guess, just promoting that message, they were grown, right? They were grown. And the message that I do promote as an adult, as a level-headed adult, is it's always on the adult. It's always on the adult. I don't blame children. However, there are children who can become hypersexualized and put themselves in situations or equally, consent to situations.
Sure.
However, it's always the adult who has the upper hand and should dictate when and where this stops and where this goes.
Because they're supposed to be the responsible.
Yeah, so from a therapy standpoint and reflecting on these types of moments, yes, they were definitely adults, and I think that definitely, obviously peeling that Band-Aid off, I think that definitely opens a conversation that a lot of people have been a part of, whether they were gay or heterosexual. It's the whole perception of, even similar to what Young said, but it was on a high school sense. He said in the 10th grade, you hit the 12th grader, you the man. But what about the 10th graders who is, fucking their the lady down the block, you know what I mean? Or so this conversation
The young men
is
who lose
literally
their virginity to their babysitter.
Even what he's saying now just made me think of something different.
Yeah.
Remember how you say we conquering?
Yeah.
The other side of that is the 12th grader. You're what they would call you're lowering yourself. So what is that psychological?
like?
But I think it could also be seen as
And that could be
conquering too, from a predatorial
and that's-
standpoint.
and
They
that's-
like conquering
That's why I
younger
was saying
people.
the
Yeah.
conquer is both. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy how we can look at it.
Yeah.
So,
But I think adolescence
You
though
made me think of
starting.
that when you said it's the responsible one for the
Yeah,
adult,
you should be the adult should be the responsible one, because of course our noses are wide open, our bodies are changing.
And you think
We're
you want something
experiencing
you may
things for
not
the
want.
first time, right? And if we're putting ourselves out there like that, and somebody who's willing to slang dick or just let you eat them out or fuck you, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. It's just those people. There are people out there who will accept that invitation or not, reject that invitation. Because I've been in situations like that where kids have liked me. You know what I mean? And I've had to hit you with the stiff arm, or not even like me and express themselves in a romantic way like that, but even try to hint or play. I shut it down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I shut it down, and I don't shut it down in a stern kind of way. I just shut it down in a way that's like letting you know that obviously I'm not reciprocating that energy, and I recognize who you are, and I'm gonna just move accordingly.
I had a teacher in the 9th grade, Mr. Turner, and he looked like Gilbert Arenas. So I'm talking about, like, thinking about it now as a basketball player. Now as an adult, like, girls was saying wild ass shit to this man, and I'm like, even though like he's an adult, that had to be mad uncomfortable every day. Like 9th grade girls, ooh, what I do to Mr. Turner? It's like, that's some wild ass shit. Right. It is like, are you gonna fucking go off on every kid that say that? Try to ignore it? Like, that's some wild ass shit to go through. Yeah, no, the best thing you can do is ignore it, but you can also fix the situation by just. How you call a parent and say your daughter keep hitting on me? Yeah, like, that's a wild conversation. Wow.
You might say it to a parent that's go hit on you too.
Yeah, I had to have that talk with parents when I was a tutor.
Just being honest, bro.
Definitely has happened, but I think that you wouldn't call a parent directly and tell them that their child is hitting on you. You would let the school know that this is becoming an issue. For sure. This student, I mean, and then if it got to the point where you had to tell somebody else after telling the student, then that student is on some real predatorial. I'm trying to purposely make you uncomfortable. Then it's like, what has the student gone through?
Yeah, I'm about to say that's beyond.
And that's where the empathy comes from, especially from a teacher or like a counselor. The teachers are gonna be concerned. Like, what's going on?
Fuck, you be doing at home, think this is all right. That's wild shit.
I said I ain't heard about a counselor in school.
There's counselors. There's counselors.
No, not saying that they're not taking away. But I remember like it being in middle school. They ain't do much. We had to go see our counselor to even think about high school. Like, I remember in middle school, they like, go see your counselor, B through G or something. Y'all going to see your counselor today. See what kind of high school y'all want to go to. That's how I even found out about DSA, bro.
That's the wild part. I never even knew about counselors.
Like, from my counselor. I didn't know. I wanted to hoop, bro. I wanted to play a chassis or king. And I played the drums. And the counselor was like, hold on, it's David Aerospace. It's Cass with a good band.
Yeah, my teacher told me the same thing.
It was counselors that did that.
Yeah, I didn't have a counselor until high school, so I was like, the fuck are y'all?
That's crazy. I had a counselor in middle school.
But did your counselor really counsel you?
Yeah, my counselor really counseled me.
And that's what's crazy. My counselor was fine as hell.
She got me. My counselor was a beautiful woman. She was a nice, young black woman.
Yep.
I want to say her name was Miss Caldwell.
Miss Bruce.
And she was super sweet.
I don't remember.
She, we sat down. We talked about high schools. We talked, because I went to Cass. We talked about all of that. Because I was interested in DSA, but I ended up deciding on Cass. And she helped me get in all types of programs, like college prep programs and everything. So she was great.
But what about, so she helped you with the academic standpoint, but would you say she really helped you with the socio-emotional, from the socio-emotional aspect?
I would say that I actually had great relationships with a lot of my woman teachers, and they actually helped me. I remember once, because I started my period very young, and we had a math teacher who brought all of the girls into a room one day and sat us down and was talking to us about stuff. She was like, if you ever need anything, you ever need sanitary napkins or just to talk about stuff, if you're confused, come to me, I'll help you out if you don't feel comfortable to go anywhere else. Because we didn't actually get a counselor until my 7th grade year, when I'd already had my period for 2 years. So I had been talking to a math teacher about that, and I was close to her, and she was just one of those teachers that all the girls felt comfortable going to because of that, because she sat us down at the beginning of the year and was like, y'all are growing, y'all are budding, y'all may not have anybody at home that y'all can talk to, I want y'all to know that y'all can always come and talk to me. So even though I didn't have a counselor that did that at the time, I had another woman and a teacher who did that, but I was also close to my mom, and I could talk to my mom about things. But if I was at school, I knew who I could talk to, and she was one of those people. But we had I went to Golightly, and we had a lot of great teachers, who I remember to this day. Like my Girl Scout, Miss Lawton, my Girl Scout troop leader, that bitch was great.
Shout out to Miss Lawton.
Shout out to Miss Lawton.
You got some cookies?
Man, I don't. I wish I did. Any low key, are Girl Scouts slinging cookies these days? Is it season?
Man, they sell them all year round. Sure.
It's never going out of style.
I don't know why they don't sell them like all year round. That, like, to me, that would
you
make
just gotta
no sense.
know the space where they.
Maybe it's a thing of supply and demand. Like they want you to still want it, so they don't sell it all year round.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, that's very smart. Yeah.
But do they not have a website? You can't just order at this point,
but you cannot order cookies.
Oh, you can't order. They still gotta.
They actually send you. They send you a whole list of your local Girl Scout troops, and then it tells you like when it's in season or whatever.
Let me know when they go on Amazon.
But now, The reason why I asked that question was it kind of made me think of Charles Pugh.
Oh. Ooh.
And so. Yeah, so it was funny. Like, I remember doing an event with him at DSA, and I just never thought shit about it. And then after seeing it like years later, I'm like, oh my God.
He was racking up in his
What
head,
happened?
probably like
No, nothing happened.
Oh, you didn't. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, say he did some shit with some other kids at DSA.
Interesting. Well, I do know this for certain. That oh my gosh. He used to come to performances. And that's obviously this is the first time I've ever really talked about it publicly, but like he used to come to performances when I was in Mosaic. Not just solely for me, obviously, but that's notable too, right? He would come to my youth theater performances. But at this time, you know, we were still young and that wasn't being perpetuated.
As a parent,
when we were in high school, that wasn't being perpetuated. This man was on Fox 2 News. This man was on the radio. Yeah. Charles Pugh was that man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for him to be a socialite was nothing wrong with that. But for him to be a pervert, that's where you cross the line. You're a predator. So now you're conquering in these spaces where you're supposed to be a prominent figure. And I think that that's the most distasteful part of it all looking back, because I was told to follow Charles Pugh on his 5th Facebook page once upon a time. And that didn't go anywhere, obviously, right? That didn't go anywhere, but I have had friends, and obviously with the rising cases and the exposure of things that he actually did do, you can tell that if I had you know, taken those advances and followed his Facebook and became friends with him there, then that would have been a potential
and that's wild
encounter. But it already was from the jump by telling me to even follow you on your 5th Facebook page. Now that's grooming 101.
Yeah.
Because he's a prominent figure, so he already has over 4,000, 5,000 people on one page. So then he creates a second, a third, a fourth, and a 5th, which already makes you look grimy though, because
makes you look grimy.
You operating off the 5th page when the first page probably idle. You see what I'm saying? You probably never post on the first page, but you got all the.
That makes sense.
Wow. But you barely got friends on the 5th page, though. You got 100 friends. Exactly.
So that was his nasty
people,
page.
Who knows? I'm just saying, but that's what people do when they create. Page. But that's what people do when they create second pages. They don't have as many friends as they do on the page where their mama follow them.
Right.
But I'm not about to create a second Facebook page because that's whack.
I want to talk about this hat. It says "Make Black Men
get into it
again."
Yeah, let's get into it.
So I want to ask you, what
strong
do you mean
statement.
By that?
Like, the older I get and the more I learn about myself, I learn the position we should take as men. And it's like, I can see why women are masculine, because men have played defense on that shit for so long. After I learned about it, the masculinity in men is just like, it's played with too much for me. Like, not even for me, like I'm judging it, but like just learning what it's about and how we should operate.
Learning what that definition of masculinity is.
And it's not even like, because it's like my sign is Scorpio, so I'm a feminine sign. But just understanding like just simple shit that we'll want a girl to have sex with us, and we'll lay there like the woman to lay there, instead of actually saying, I want to do this, or, you know what I'm saying, making decisions or shit like that. And like a lot of men operate in the feminine and don't understand that they're doing it, and then they get mad at the woman because she not operating in the feminine, because it's gonna be a balance. It gotta be a balance. So if the man is operating in the feminine, the woman is going to operate in the masculine. If the man is operating in the masculine, she's gonna either submit to it or they might not be able to. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. I don't care about the sexuality, but as far as we see women getting fucked up,
taking that leadership role,
we'll take our phones out.
Going with
that's not masculine. We'll see. We don't hold the door no more. But we also got women that'll be like, I got the door, but still, that don't mean stop holding the door for the other women. Like, so we get emotional as women.
No, hold the door for me. I want you to actually rush in front of me so that I don't get a chance to open the door.
And that's what I mean by the hat. Like,
I
just want somebody to even look into what that means. Like, it's Shakti and it's Shiva. It's the divine masculine and it's divine feminine. You gotta know what energies you putting out and what energies you trying to ask for.
This was not the answer I expected.
So,
me either.
Yeah.
Why I laughed was I pictured a man sitting there looking in the sky as a woman's taking his pants off to have sex with. That's why.
When they get shy.
Yeah. But this was going on, and then it's like the barrier of Like even I'm just guilty. Like, all right, your girl mad, you gonna get mad too. You don't want to say nothing. You never ignore your lady. You never ignore her.
I wasn't expecting
You deal
this.
with your woman
like
with freedom, humor, and love only.
I looked at this.
So it's like this. This is how the woman go. And if the man is going like that too, it's never no balance. The man stays mellow. You feel me? And that's the divine masculine. The woman's gonna move like the seasons. So the feminine energy gonna move like the seasons. It's gonna stay as beautiful as everything though. So when it's cold, you gonna love the snow. When it's hot, you gonna love the sun. When it's raining, you gonna love the flowers. So if you understand a woman operate like that, you ain't gonna really be moved by shit. But if you operate in the feminine, everything gonna move you. Think about when we was younger. Niggas wasn't moved by nothing. They girl would be dancing, they ain't over there mad. They girl, by the time they get, hey, we gone. Not even on no demanding shit, but it was just, he was operating in the masculine. We operating like women and we mad at what's going on. So that hat just mean like, look into it. Even if you don't take my answer, just if that hat can make you say, what is the divine masculine? What is masculine? What is a king?
What is masculinity?
So,
Sir, I love you.
I think he explained that perfectly because when I first saw the hat, I immediately just thought that, because we hear that a lot, and for me, I just take my emotions out of it 100% when I hear like I'm open to hearing what you have to say because I take my emotions out of hearing the word masculine because there's a lot of people who throw masculine and masculinity around, but they do not know how to define it. They do not know how to define it. He has a literal definition of what he means by his hat. He even told you, I don't care about the sexuality. I'm just talking about this is what I mean by asserting and reaffirming what it means to be masculine. He has an idea of that, and I'm all about deconstructing what that means. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people expect you to fit into one exact mode. And my only kickback to it would be to say that because we are all human beings, we obviously have a choice, right? And there are going to be men who choose to be masculine in the sense that he has defined. Mm-hmm. But there are some men who are going to tap into that feminine energy and flow like the seasons. And I do understand. And that's a choice as well. Mm-hmm. So I think that's would be that's a counter to that. Speak on that, but not really a disagreement.
Because it's just this part that I didn't explain. Me making music is very feminine.
Because it flows, right?
Mm-hmm. Me drawing is the feminine energy.
The artistic
so it's like
energy.
I understand it. So I'm not saying it. I'm just speaking into like fathers being fathers. You know 100%, what I'm saying? And 100%. Not being as emotional as the baby 100%. Mom. I mean,
owning a male.
I'm an artist, bro. So I'm probably more feminine,
right?
As far as the way I live, I'm peaceful. I'd rather be at the water. But I understand with that. I coexist with women on this plane, right. And my position on Earth. Fuck what I care about. My position on Earth is to protect and provide.
And I think that's the best place to be because I think for what you're promoting and what he's promoting too, it takes away like what I get so sick of a lot of times, especially when I see women standing up for themselves or speaking their opinions and stuff. But he don't really hate that. You enjoy women speaking up for themselves.
No, I'm saying if a man is standing there and he's not, or like
he'll sit back to it.
He's just recording, or some shit like
or
that. I hate that
or I don't like the cat. What I was basically getting at, I don't like that either. But I don't like the cattiness. I don't like a woman expressing herself, and even if she feels a way about how she might be being treated, even if it's far fetched and it's not accurate, and she like all men are this. The men who choose to argue back.
It's
feminine, and like you said, you pointed out that's a feminine energy for you to even be like, no, but bitches be, nigga, you look so.
And like I said, I'm guilty. I'm not even like
even if she's delusional, let her talk.
And just like
because you snapping back is making you look like.
Think about the messiest person you know. It's a man. Half the time it's a
man. But the woman don't even understand.
You are the messiest person I know.
I'm not even say the woman. The feminine energy, I can say the woman don't even understand when she's going off. She don't understand the calm tone. She not even gonna understand you saying you're right. You can yell. A girl can yell at you, and you be like, "You right, you right." She'll keep yelling because she can't hear. You just gotta let her calm back down. I read a book called The Superior Way of a Man.
I don't necessarily think that's a woman trait. That's a person trait. People want to be right. People,
I'm saying
people want to get their point across regardless.
No, I'm saying as far as when we speaking on the energies,
Okay.
I ain't too much caring about like that. That is niggas too, because they argue about their opinions all day.
Okay.
Kobe my favorite.
Yeah.
LeBron my favorite.
Exactly.
Like, bro,
Exactly. All day to no
I can't
end.
argue your
I hate
So-
Which shows you the passion all the time. That
Yeah.
exposes your passion and
So
your ability to
So I
rationalize.
understand that part,
but to a fault.
But I'm just saying, as far as like, I'm just looking at like, anybody can see that when a woman's mad, let her be mad and calm her down.
Give her a moment.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right. You're absolutely
it's no
right.
point of me going.
Don't make it
Let
worse.
these emotions
Don't
go
compete.
through,
Don't
because
be
I
an
need to
op.
work through 'em.
And that's what it seems like sometimes when we're on the internet. It seems like a lot of men make it seem, especially straight men, I'm gonna speak to it, especially straight men make it seem as if women are their sworn opponents. And I know women be dragging men. Like, there's the opposite of misogyny is misandry. And a lot of women do need to check their misandry because their forwardness, and I understand historically women have been shitted on. So speak up, sis. I support you. But at the same, and I support your smart ass mouth. I support it. Cuss that nigga out, be a misandrist, because you had years of being fucking oppressed just like black people have too. So that's why people don't regard misandry the same as misogyny, because when have women had the power over men to truly shut them down? All women can do is pick at you and piss you off. And that's why, and that's what they're supposed to, that's all they can do is pick at patriarchy. If patriarchy is the head, all women can do is make you feel bad. And when a nigga responds to her clawing at him, that's when you have literally succumbed to her level.
Please do.
Because what you're saying is perfect. It's making perfect sense. But from my mentors, I speak to them a lot and I ask them about it, because I deal with women, like multiple, and I tell them the truth. And I asked them, like, when do a woman stop testing you? And they told me that a woman was put here to test you, and that's what gets you to the level of whatever you become.
We're here to push you to be greater.
But you don't even know you're doing it. It's just your natural essence. So if you think, if most men that can't deal with however you attack your relationship as a man is how you attack the world. So if you attack your relationship,
100%. Oh, that was deep.
Yeah.
so if
we
you
was gonna be talking about fucking. We got deep today.
if you attack your woman timid and you
That's how you attack the world.
you attack your woman asking her questions and you attacked her. That's how you go attack. Hey, bro, you think I can get in this fashion show? Based on his answers, what I'm gonna do. But you see the dudes that's like, look at
asserting
us.
themselves.
Right.
Stop playing.
Nothing about him makes me uncomfortable.
Period.
And if
Same.
and honest to God, we actually been around each
Yeah,
other.
we have. We worked together before.
A few times. I was me.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't even recognize him at first.
Yeah, because I
but
always
when he
have my
said
hair
what up,
difference.
and then
I'm like,
once he
I'm
started
really
talking, I was like, I
Cant,
know
that's
exactly
my
who he
dog.
is. This is young. Yeah, I met him before. The necklace, I know the chain and everything.
I know the chain and everything.
But it's never
that motherfucker.
But it's never been no uncomfortable energy. Like, but it's like because I'm one with self.
Yeah.
I understand.
Right.
And you see, like, but going back to what you just said, like right now, like you should be a reflection of whoever you are with right now. They should be like my nigga is listening to this right now. And when this comes out, he's gonna be like, yeah, you talk just like this in front of me. Cause period.
Yeah, this
you know
what
what I'm
it
saying?
is.
I'm not
Yeah,
here.
I don't code switch for.
We're not code switching for nobody ever. Not even the person you're in a relationship with. Be honest, keep it real, be your true 100% raw self. But if you are not one with yourself, everything that they gonna do bothers you. Everything that you do bothers you. Everything that the world does bother you. Pay attention to the people who walk around complaining about everything.
Yeah, once you find that comfort in yourself, you'll be able to find that comfort in other people, and also give that comfort that you that you so desperately want, but you're able to give the comfort that you want to receive.
I didn't even know I needed this episode.
And you need to teach that, but it starts young too. And I think really quick, I just want to share a quick story. This was a moment of transparency this is a moment of transparency that I had with my family recently, and I want to put it on the airways because I think a lot of people can learn from it. But I saw my nephew. He's 8 years old. I was on the porch at my parents' house. He's 8 years old. He's shorter than everybody, skinnier than everybody, shorter than everybody. Right? I see him choking his boy up. He got his shirt. He yanking the boy by the shirt. Like, boy, no. I see my nephew doing this. I'm like, wow, this is the first time I've ever seen him do this. Right? So then he lets the boy go. And then the boy say something. My nephew turns around and just sticks the middle finger up right at him. Real quick. I'm like, damn. I have never seen this in my life. So
I love hip hop.
So this is my nephew, 8 years old. I ain't never told him to do that. I know my sister don't raise him to do that, but you know, kids learn fucked up things in public school and from their cousins.
Yeah, and from their cousins.
And if they got young aunties and uncles, they gonna learn some fucked up shit too. So just deal with it. So anyways, I wasn't surprised. The finger was strong. It was great execution. He ate it up. 5 minutes later, I told him to come over because I didn't want to reprimand him right in that moment because I felt him. Like, leave me the fuck alone. And the boy left him alone after he sucked the middle finger up, and I was like, right, as long as the boy ain't run up, I was good. So 5 minutes later, I called him over, like, come here, buddy. And you know me, the educator in me came out where I'm like, let's talk to the kid first, because you don't want to just, you know, whatever. Adults be making the situation about them. It ain't about you. It ain't about you. When you work with kids, it's not about you. Nobody cares how you feel as an adult. Just listen, right? So I go, are you all right? Is everything all right? And because he knows how I am, he's open with me. He knows that I'm going to ask him those questions instead of be like, you know, my sister, shout out to her, my twin sister, who just yells all the time.
You got an actual twin?
I have an actual twin sister.
Never knew that.
Shout out to her, but she be yelling all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what's wrong? And I'm like, is everything okay? He said, no. I said, what's wrong? He said, the kids keep talking about my body. First of all, he's sitting there, it's summertime. He's scratching because, you know, little boys play football and they always on the ground.
In the fertilizer.
Boy, this my nephew. Always scratching. They talking about me, so you ashy too, because you scratching yourself. So he like, and they keep calling me ashy. I'm like, what they say about your body? They calling me ashy. I'm like, well, first of all, this is my first. Before I even said that, this is what I hit him with. You know, you don't have to stay around people who don't make you feel good about yourself, right? Simple. You know, you don't have to stay around people who make you feel bad about yourself, right? Period. Your greatest strength is walking away from them fucking losers. It is not interacting with them. It's literally walking away from them, because I've literally learned that every time I go around them, they don't make me feel good. I stick up the middle finger at them. I'm choking niggas up. I'm out of character. So I told my nephew that you don't have to stay around people. And then I went in the house because there's no long conversation, not deep, not emotional. You feel me? So I'm like, and then when I walked in the house, I scratched my leg. And I was like, and look, and next time they tell you ashy, tell them black people get ashy. I'm ashy too. You know what I'm saying? That was the moral, right? Damn, 5 minutes later,
made him feel so good,
man, he felt amazing. He felt amazing. But 5 minutes later, he comes in the house. He's watching TV in the den. He said, "Fuck y'all kids." Now he's watching cartoons and shit. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Right. You know, because now you minding your business. I told my sister that, though, when it was time for them to leave. She like, grab your motherfucking shoes. Let's go. He don't fucking listen. I'm like, he probably don't listen because you going in the way you going in. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Human beings don't respond to that shit. So then I'm like, did you ask him what just happened outside or how he might be feeling? She's talking about some what? I'm like, he literally said the kids next door was talking about him because he was ashy X, Y, and Z. So I told him, you feel me, you ain't got to stay around if they making you feel bad about yourself and, you know, that you ashy, black people get ashy. Right. She shut that shit down, and I feel like it was coming from a real condescending place. So if she ever listens to this or if she hears this, because I haven't been talking to her, she'll understand that I really felt the way about that, because I'm gay. And I'm the gay uncle. I'm a gunkle. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean I'm raising my kids or my niece and nephew to be just the same way as I am, or to like who I or to like who I like, or to dislike how I am. Right. So when you try to shut down my opinion, you feel me? It felt like it was coming from a condescending place. Like, that's a soft ass, you know what I'm saying? That's a soft ass way to think about it, you know, to tell somebody to take that route. And that's really how I felt. So she doesn't know that that's really how I felt about it, because it got toxic. You want to cuss? I'm a cuss. And, you know, we went at it. And I'm like, get the fuck out, stupid ass, da da da. We go at it. But at the same time, that affected me, because you got to understand. But then she went outside and go ask the kid, who out here calling my baby ashy? That's when it really got filthy, because I'm like, why would you go outside?
What you gonna do to the kids?
And attack the kids? That's what I'm talking about. You attacking your own kids.
They
and them.
The children have already settled this.
Exactly. Then you making him look like he's a tattletale. Yeah. Now he can't even go play with the friends no more, because you just tried to be like Superman.
I said one little joke and you got in your feelings, you wouldn't go tattletale. Nah, I'm upset with you. So that's in ninth grade, I'm like, don't play with that nigga.
Exactly, because he is snitching. His mama gonna do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean?
I pull away after a parent do that shit.
So when I went out there and said, why would you say that to all the kids? She like, it's not that big of a deal. You just being emotional. Look, you just being emotional. You just being.
Did she say that all the time to you?
Bro, not all the time. You know what I mean? Like, but I have a history of that. And I think that is definitely something that I've unpacked and
Human
already
beings
dealt
are
with.
emotional.
But
Why
yeah,
you
Right.
do something that's
it's the
have
compassion
emotions,
that's
a large
missing. You
range
know what I
And that's the
mean?
thing about black men is that black men are
It starts from
treated
the
where
ground.
they
Period.
cannot have emotions.
Exactly.
And I think
Or show
that's
them.
why
Exactly.
we,
Or even be asked the question and explain how you feel.
right.
All I asked was, "Are you okay?" He said, "No." I said, "What's
why do you
wrong?"
think black men, one, shut down, black men, two, act out?
How many black men can't answer the question, "What's wrong"?
Man, we
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
So if you don't start them from a kid, that's a confusing question to grown men who don't know how to
what's
express.
wrong?
What the fuck you mean? What's wrong?
Right.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Niggas
Right.
get defensive when you ask them what's
But
wrong.
it's a lot
sure.
wrong though.
You know, but it's so much wrong, and you can tell based off of the fact that you answer my question with a question.
And if a lot
So,
of people
I will
can talk,
admit-
you ain't got to be in prison. A
I
lot of
haven't
people want to
looked
be in
at
prison.
like what we talked about,
Yeah.
like what we were supposed to talk about because the conversation was so good.
It shifted.
But it is two things I definitely want to touch on.
Let's get it.
Let me see here. I'm sorry. This was like such good conversation, but I didn't want to miss out on this conversation. And for everybody listening, I know y'all like, so we talking about black men and emotions, and now we about to get into masturbation. I know it's a hard switch, but it's really
nice
about to happen.
Pivot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard.
Hey,
pivot,
look,
I'm
but when
gonna
you know,
admit
you
it.
know.
When you
Yeah.
know, you know.
So
It's all good conversation.
you mentioned, and every time I'm like, I know this is gonna sound weird, but like when I jack off, I be like, damn, Young would be upset.
Damn. Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. That's awkward as hell. Shut the fuck up. You stupid.
I understand what you're saying, but just
but no, I
we
don't
ain't
like
gotta
the word.
ever say that
How you
shit
said
again.
that shit?
We ain't gotta ever say that shit again.
On the radio too. Like, damn, I'm sure that came off on the
You're right.
ears.
You can't even erase
Harsh.
it. But no, you said that we shouldn't masturbate, and I'm gonna let you expound on that so we can ask questions about this. But I want you first to tell us the last time you not only ejaculated but masturbated.
I probably ain't ejaculated in about a month and a half.
Hell no.
It don't mean I don't fuck though.
Yeah, I know. I still said hell no.
Man, our semen is the most powerful thing we hold, bro.
Please break that down.
It's everything. It's our creative energy, bro. Look, if we can create a kid with a woman, imagine what your semen can create if you keep it in and ejaculate up your spine, bro. Look into semen retention, bro, and you will understand how powerful you will be as a man if you don't like sow your seed just in a condom, or just even if you want to create with a woman, right? You can meditate in a tantric form while you sexing with her, and you can have her yell out the shit she want. You can yell out the things you want. You in a high frequency when you do this, so you in a meditative space. That's what sex is. So you can draw anything in the material world you want to you, and it's easier when you're in a sexual form.
Where these porns at?
So if you keep your semen in, that energy stays within you. Like, the shit deep as hell, bro.
See, I'm gonna be uncomfortable every time I jack off now.
Look into it if you
I've heard this before too when I looked up edging. When
So,
I was looking into
Yeah,
it.
so what do you do when you about to come?
you squeeze and you
Like
stop.
your tip?
No, you squeeze. It's a part in between like your nuts and your ass, and it's a tube that actually lets your nut come out, or you can hold it and you breathe up and it can come up your spine. You can have a full body orgasm.
So you be squeezing your gooch?
Oh, that made me want to throw up. I want to throw up. That feel like I want to
No,
throw up.
it's just like you just like when you
Like what?
when you
Up
trying
your
to stop.
spine? I'm
when you trying to stop
imagining it.
pissing. No, you trying to stop pissing when you trying to hold your pee.
Yeah.
That right there. When you holding your pee,
It's kind of like I'm holding my breath.
you breathe up, bro.
That's what I'm saying. When I think about the feeling, that's what the feeling.
But
The feeling is
but-
making me want to throw
But
up.
look, it's a practice.
That's
though.
what-
So it's like it's some shit we supposed to.
I'm like,
do.
I'm thinking about
Look,
stopping that shit. I'm like,
Look, just think about
Basically,
since we were kids, bro, how much sex was given to us, right? Why would you think they just made us just want to fuck so much and just nut? Your girl, they telling us, make sure you making them nut. Make sure you just think about when have they ever gave us anything that was informational or good for us? So why would they give us so much sex and porn and all that if it was actually good for us? So
yeah.
So after I was dealt with by an older woman when I was younger. So I understood, like, over time, I was doing women wrong by, you know what I'm saying, thinking it was love, yeah, and just chasing the nut and understanding that I was probably more understanding of sex and, you know what I'm saying, knowing I can use a woman or turn her out and like be with her or whatever I wanted to do. And then over time I started loving myself. So it's like, damn, I want to be honest, I don't like that shit. And then it made me start looking into other stuff, and it was like, we not even supposed to be ejaculating unless we are trying to create. We're put here to create kids and create anything in the material world.
Impact, right?
So when you bust a month and a half, were you trying to create a kid, or was it a oopsie?
No, I was just fucking, and it was like, I was like fucking good, and it was like some good energy, and when the shit I was thinking about was worth creating, and the shit I believe she was thinking about was worth creating, so I came.
Period. If y'all having sex on that level, then I can definitely understand. Yeah. I can definitely understand how
if you think about it, that's the only level.
That's the level you should be having sex on.
We all having sex on that level, but it's just we don't understand it. Imagine how much turmoil you creating with a girl that's full of shit, or a nigga that's full of shit, and then you don't eat right, you don't drink right, you busting, and then a woman takes in, a man gives out. So imagine what you have to put in you to give good. Imagine what you have to be able to give a woman. She has to receive everything you get. So if it's anger, if it's some toxic shit, if it's some straight, you giving that to that woman when you every time you pump. And then if you understand the male body and the woman body, most of your trauma is right here. We hold on to trauma right here at your waist. That's your most traumatic place. That's your root. Your root. Yeah. So if you're hitting that constantly with someone, your trauma is going back and forth. So if you releasing in there, it can get crazy. But we don't understand why shit be so crazy when we be with people, or we don't understand why shit be so wild.
Wait, so live on air, Vessa, are you stating that you will no longer be a Twinkie after this conversation?
Yeah, for sure.
Seriously?
For sure. Well, I was only a Twinkie usually, like when I'm only, involved with one person, and we're on that level, and I finally get there and I'm like, you know what, you might as well just leave it in now.
And I ain't saying it's like nothing I've been like 4 or 5 years with.
I really need to.
Masturbation probably been like 5 years.
You haven't masturbated in 5 years?
No, I don't do that. Nothing against nobody.
Do you touch your dick?
Yeah, nigga, I wash my shit.
I mean, like,
put it in some pussy, I put it in my mouth.
No, what I mean is, let me rephrase the question.
But I'm not saying, I think masturbation, after I text that, I got some more studies. I don't never stop studying shit. You can masturbate, just don't ejaculate. So you can practice this same.
Shit, I make myself nut the fastest. That's the hardest thing to do.
You can practice this same practice with yourself and try to get, because it's a practice. It's some yogi shit. It's like some real meditative shit. Like it's some lifelong journey shit. So. And then think about it, bro. When you ejaculate, most niggas ain't about to just get right back up. You ain't about to. I can have sex with a woman for however long I want, not ejaculate. We can chill for a couple of minutes. I can get right back to it. I can chill again. I can just keep fucking if I want. But if I keep fucking with my ego, I'll be fucking for a nut. When I fuck to make that woman happy, or I get intimate or something like that, that's a whole different vibe.
I think you just spoke on something there too when you just said to be intimate. Every time that you inside don't mean y'all gotta be fucking and just
for sure.
So, to an end. You know what I mean?
Somebody told us that we got a nut to end.
Be intimate, and that is getting inside. Just chilling.
Can I get everyone's commitment here in this room?
Bro, it ain't no easy shit, bro. I'm 30, bro.
Whatever it is.
I'm 30, bro, and I got on that journey at 29. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Are you?
I was busting like crazy. You know what I'm saying?
See, I mean, I don't have he's respectful, and I think we all are respectful to our own individual journeys. I mean, I don't foresee myself being able to hold anything in once I'm at, you know what I'm saying, my peak. I'm not trying to hold anything in, but I also think that, like he said, masturbation too, it's a certain balance. Like you can misuse yourself.
It is certain.
You can misuse and abuse yourself, and I don't like being misused or used. So when I overuse myself, I will really look at myself and say, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Too much. Because addictive personalities, I have known people and have friends, bros, who have been addicted to masturbation. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, no.
They ain't masturbate at the dinner table.
Nah, not like that, but it's you just have no bounds. You literally want to continuously do that. And like you said, continuing to ejaculate and take that energy, like you said, that creative energy, which semen is. I like that you spoke on that because it is what creates, right? So literally, think about how many times you masturbated for fucking no reason, and how many times you didn't came.
Niggas,
you see what I'm saying? And look, wipe that shit, wipe that shit right up, like nigga, all that creativity, you waste. But a lot of us say we jack off to be more creative. A lot of people say they might jack off before it's time to do something.
For creative release.
For creative release.
But it's like that's where we come back to the masculine. Like, word of the discipline was what?
It's all about the discipline.
Discipline.
I masturbate to release stress.
You think that we what's today? The Juneteenth. You think we could have built pyramids if we was just nutting everywhere?
Yes. Probably not. Not if that was our main focus. I don't think the people, like when you give that example and something that requires that much attention and commitment, people at a certain time and when they are on a certain journey, they are not concerned about just letting nuts go. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're too preoccupied. You're too busy. Yeah. You know what I mean? You have stuff to do, but obviously a nut to some of us might seem like a likely outcome for us. Like we might enjoy that if we are busy. Right. But I think to his point, just staying focused and staying, you know what I'm saying, determined, I guess, or what's the word you use? Just dedicated to whatever it is that you trying. Yeah, discipline. That's the word you use. Just staying disciplined.
I think that sometimes masturbation can actually help with creative energy because it can release that stress. Yeah. At least for me.
But I think to move nothing against. I just think that's just the way they taught us. Like sex is a release.
And agreed. It goes back to what you said about it being everywhere.
Yeah, like it's not a release. It's like you said, the intimate part is what we took it out. Now niggas is fucking y'all.
Yeah, because y'all don't see a lot of people just putting their dick in somebody and not doing nothing.
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
You know, y'all, we just chilling. Like, nah, it feel good, but like, what's next? You know,
but like when I read on that shit, it was like sometimes
basically once you in there.
When I read on it, it was like a man should sometimes go inside of a woman, sit there, and let the flow happen of however it should happen. You might start fucking a woman fast, and she might just want to start slow. You might start fucking her slow. She might want her body to tell you what she wants.
But didn't I say that too in my response though? I do think that men need to start being more concerned about what women want, and women need to be more concerned about what men might want. You know what I mean in terms of that sexual spectrum and what that looks like. Because I think women learn a lot of things from men, and I think that leads to a different conversation. But the way y'all feel about how you would receive a man's interest is the way he feels about how he feels about your interest. You know what I mean? In the restrictions and the boundaries, it comes from the man, and the woman just kind of feeds off that energy.
Yeah. So we gotta unfortunately wrap it up.
Yeah, let's get it.
Not unfortunately, because I think that everybody should wrap it up. Safe sex is the best sex. Yes. It doesn't matter how long ago it was since I've last used a condom. That's not the conversation.
Okay, because I was about to say, what do you think about it in relationships?
Oh no, we raw dog McGraw.
Yeah, right.
So, that leg. Shit. But I do have a question for everybody, and I'll answer it first because I got to get the next guest. But if you could lose your virginity again, what age would it be at? And I'm gonna say mine is still gonna be April 30th, 2007.
So you were 17?
No, I was 16.
16.
Yeah.
I would be. I don't know.
Man,
I would be 18.
Understand what I know.
I would also probably be 18.
I would want to be legal.
Probably 18. Probably closer to 20.
I would want to be legal. Just to be legal. Yes. Just to say I was legal.
I have more questions, but the show gonna end because you saying that, but I'm gonna move forward.
I don't know, bro.
Would it be the same?
No, hell no.
Hell no.
I was a kid, bro.
Oh, see, I lost mine at 16. It could have been 15, but I saw a rat in the basement. At a party I was at.
He had to go.
I wasn't fucking with that rat down there. I said, no, we can go upstairs. Hey, you can say that. Look, it could be whatever energy it gotta be. I wasn't fucking while I was looking at a rat.
Bye, bro.
I ain't never seen a rat before in my life. I'm
you
like, that's
terrible.
a rat, and I already saw it.
That's not a mouse. That's the rat.
Yeah.
It probably was a mouse, but since it was my first time,
it was a rat.
It looked like a rat to me.
Master Splinter.
I would just say 18 just so I don't have the historical context, and relate to a greater conversation. You know,
something to think about, bro.
Yeah. Why you having sex when you're young?
Look, I played ball and box, bro. If I was nothing like crazy,
hey,
what if I did?
So this has been a great episode of Cocktails with Cocktails. I
awesome, man.
Y'all.
Thank you.
Y'all actually gave us an episode to talk about shit that wasn't straight up sexual, and that's what I truly enjoyed, because it wasn't even what we expected or even attempted.
Awesome.
Blessings.
Thank you guys.
Beautiful.